Imagine a land scarred by war, where bombs fall and cities crumble. Now picture this same land hiding a secret, one that could change the world. Beneath Ukraine's battlefields lies a treasure trove of rare earth minerals, metals so valuable they're fueling a global tug of war. The kind of stuff that powers your phone, your car, even the missiles defending the skies above. But here's the catch. This treasure isn't just about money, it's about power. And in 2025, as Ukraine fights for its survival, the world's eyes are locked on what's buried under its soil. So what's really going on here? Let's dive in. First, let's talk about what rare earths even are. They're not your everyday gold or oil. These are 17 metallic elements, like neodymium, cerium, and lithium. Sounds like a chemistry quiz, right? But they're the unsung heroes of our modern world. They're in electric car batteries, wind turbines, fighter jets. You name it. Without them, the green energy revolution stalls and militaries grind to a halt. Ukraine, it turns out, is sitting on a gold mine of these. We're talking 5% of the world's rare earth reserves, plus massive stashes of titanium, lithium, and graphite. Some estimates say it's worth trillions. Trillions. That's the kind of number that makes you sit up straight. But here's where it gets messy. Ukraine's been at war with Russia since 2022, and this isn't just about territory anymore. Russia controls about 20% of Ukraine's land. Places like Donetsk and Luhansk, where a huge chunk of these minerals are buried. Think about that. 40% of Ukraine's metal resources are now in Moscow's hands. And the West? They're desperate to get in on this game, especially the US enter Donald Trump, who's been pushing a deal in 2025 that could reshape everything. Picture this. It's early 2025, and Trump's back in the White House. He's got a plan. Some call it bold, others call it colonial. He wants Ukraine to hand over access to its rare earths in exchange for more US aid. We've given them billions, he says.
We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment.
And they've got minerals worth $500 billion. That number's thrown around a lot, but hold on. Experts say the global rare earth market is only worth $12 billion a year. So what's the real story? Is this a lifeline for Ukraine or a land grab dressed up as a deal? Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's in a tough spot. He's agreed to preliminary terms according to reports. The idea? A reconstruction investment fund, splitting mineral profits 50-50 with the US to rebuild Ukraine after years of war. It sounds like a win-win, right? Jobs for Ukrainians, secure supplies for America, and a way to pay back the $92 billion the US has already shelled out since 2022. But not everyone's cheering. Zelensky's pushing back, saying he won't sign without ironclad security guarantees. "I can't sell our state," he told reporters. And honestly, who can blame him? This is a nation fighting for its life. Now, zoom out. This isn't just about Ukraine and the US. It's a chess match with the world's biggest players. China's the king of rare earths, 44 million metric tons of reserves, and they process 90% of the global supply. The US and Europe? They're hooked on Beijing's exports, and that's a problem. In December 2024, China slapped bans on some mineral exports to the US, flexing its muscles in a trade war. Suddenly, Ukraine's untapped reserves look like a lifeline, a way to break China's grip. But Russia's not sitting still either. They've already grabbed key mineral zones in eastern Ukraine. Places like the Shevchenko lithium field in Donetsk, once a rural nowhere, now a prize in this war. Moscow's not just denying Ukraine cash, they're boosting their own resource base. And here's the kicker. Some think this war was partly about these minerals from the start. Ukraine's got 22 of the 34 minerals the EU calls critical. Titanium, zirconium, graphite. That's a strategic jackpot. Let's step back from the numbers for a second. This isn't just about metals, it's about people. Ukraine's east, where most of these minerals sit, is a war zone. Families are fleeing, towns are rubble. Mining here means jobs, sure, but it also means sludge pits and polluted rivers if it's not done right. Environmentalists are already sounding alarms. And then there's the bigger question. After everything Ukraine's been through, should its future be tied to a deal that might leave it in debt for generations? Trump sees a bargain. We help you, you pay us back with minerals. But critics call it a power play. Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz slammed it as egotistic, arguing Ukraine will need every penny to rebuild. Zelensky's holding firm, saying no deal without peace first. It's a standoff that could decide Ukraine's fate, and maybe the world's supply chains too. So, what happens next? If this deal goes through, picture US companies racing in, drills humming, factories rising from the ashes. Ukraine could become a rare earth hub, cutting China's dominance and giving the West a breather. But if it fails, or if Russia keeps advancing, this treasure stays locked underground, a prize no one can claim. Either way, 2025's shaping up as a turning point. Will Ukraine's minerals be its salvation, or just another bargaining chip in a war that's already taken so much? Here's the thing. Ukraine's story isn't over. Its soil holds secrets that could power the future, or fuel more conflict. What do you think? Should Ukraine gamble on this deal or hold out for something better?